Hi, good morning. Macho John Madden from my hotel room in Victoria, Ciudad Victoria, Tamaulipas State, Mexico, where we've been just a little over 3 weeks. Yesterday was our three week point. And I want to talk for a couple minutes about reality. That ought to cover it, huh? 2 minutes, I'll knock it out. Well, it's the age-old issue of what's real. How do you know what's real? The teaching story about the five blind men with the elephant, and they've each got a very different notion of what's real. And it's clear to me, the one thing that's clear to me is that when I think I know what's true, I'm almost pretty much consistently missing some part of the puzzle, and a huge part. Now, one little one I was missing was, for the last couple of days, I've had this great quote about reality kind of rocking around in my brain of reality. What a concept. I've always ascribed that to Steve Jobs, but I just looked it up and it's Robin Williams. That's pretty great. He's one of my heroes. What's true? Byron Katie, who's a great teacher, she called her work The Work, and she's been an enormous influence on me. I put up a whole post about her the other day, and her work included 4 questions, the first 2 of which were, with regard to anything that may be causing problems for you in your life, any thought, is it true? And you might say, yeah, it's true. Second question is, are you sure it's true? And then it gets a little dicier, like, oh, I think I'm sure. Course in Miracles channeled document that I think is the real McCoy and has influenced me tremendously. The first 10 daily lessons are all variations of unraveling your projections about life. The assumption is that we're projecting all of it. All variations of, I don't understand the meaning of anything I see. So you just start. 365 daily lessons, and the first 10 are all about realizing you don't know jack. And that's one of my favorite lines. It used to be when I was, I don't know, in my 40s in Chicago, there was a popular trivia game they'd play in the clubs called You Don't Know Jack. I imagine it's not just a Chicago line, but I love that line. You don't know jack. If you're dealing with a living being, what you think is true and may have been true yesterday may not be true today. My fabulous service dog, Magic, here, I've been saying, we've had him just a little over a year, and it used to be true to say of him, well, he doesn't eat wheat. Now, super was true of Pancho, my last dog. The day that the vet who self-described as insanely holistic, and which part of those 2 words, insane and holistic, was more true I was not sure from day to day. But the day she said to me about Pancho, take her off of wheat. I think she'll do better without wheat. Pancho stopped eating it. Absolutely stopped, flat. Used to love pizza, used to love mac and cheese. No, nothing, would not touch it. So Pancho, that really was true of Pancho to her dying day. And it has always seemed to be true of Magic. No, wheat, if it's got wheat, no gluten. But this morning at the hotel desk, when I asked the staff there, what are you feeding him? He's really scarfing that down. Quesadillas. Oh, okay. If you assume you know your dog, no, get over that. My favorite dog trainer, Kim Brophy, her book is called Meet Your Dog. Get curious about who your dog is, because you don't know, Jack, what your dog is. You don't know. And they're growing. The assumption that dogs are just locked in place and they're all instinct. No. My dog at age 2 is clearly still growing, still evolving, still learning, very eager to learn more every day about me and who am I and how to be a good dog to me, and I want to be that eager about him because he's changing. Thich Nhat Hanh, my old Zen meditation teacher, used to say, in terms of us thinking we know the people in our lives, modern science has revealed that the DNA of the whole universe is contained in a mote of dust. And we think we know the person in the passenger seat of our car. Yeah, right. Get curious. Who are they? To me, that's the key to a relationship, is not how do I get them to be the kind of person I need them to be. No, it's who are they? Who are they trying to be? What is their soul trying to turn them into, and how can I support that? And then vice versa. That's the basis of a healthy, growing spiritual relationship. And that same question to yourself and your soul. Who am I? Ramana Maharshi, sage of Arunachala, India. To him, that was the question. People would say, hey, how can I become more spiritual? They'd travel all the way to India to ask him, how can I be more spiritual? And he'd say, no, forget that question. Who are you? Puzzle on that one. Because once you unravel that one, everything changes. So, what's the reality of who I am and what my soul is? So, I've been thought that I had the data that the safest place in Mexico is the Yucatan Peninsula. If you go way out there, there's no cartel. Well, yesterday, I think it was yesterday morning, on the morning news on National Public Radio, national news story, 3 Americans shot in Cancun. And the story went on to say, well, yeah, there's big drug trade selling to the tourists, and drug routes somehow going through Cancun, even though it's way out of the way. And there's big cartel issues. So I went up to lovely Fernanda, the guest services manager here, and said, you know, I've said to you that the person who ran the visitor center in Brownsville, Molly, who is from Cancun, has routinely said to me, oh, Cancun. Wow, she had just moved here a year to the States from Cancun. That's a fun place. And so I've been holding that like Cancun. Wow, that's a fun place. And 4 women around the front desk said, no, you've got the most expensive resorts, and once you get out of the resorts, it's ugly and dirty and poor. No. And it's loaded with cartel. And the rest of the Yucatan Peninsula, no, not cartel. And very beautiful. So, but even there, they didn't say very beautiful. They said pretty, nice. Yeah. So often when this beautiful Los Troncones Parque Ecological right outside of Victoria, up in the Sierra Nevada, it's a brewery in Asheville where I come from, Sierra Madre Oriental, I never knew this about Mexico. There's 2 long mountain ranges run top to bottom through Mexico. The Sierra Nevada Occidental, Western, they're the ones of the movie fame, and they're higher. But the Sierra Nevada Oriental, Eastern ones, come right next to Victoria. They rise up very sharply right off of our main drag, and they're pretty spectacular Western mountains, and we spent 48 hours out there. But when I talk to people about it, they'll say, yeah, it's pretty. And I go, pretty? Wake up, girl. It's spectacular. It's spectacular. It's awesome. It's got the green of my Appalachian Mountains with the huge trees and boulders and the sharp relief of the phallic Western Mountains. And I'll go, oh, okay. I don't know that had any impact. They just go, geez, we think Americans are flat and unemotional. This guy's like hysterical about those mountains, and I am. And Latinos are overall way more expressive than us gringos. But I have my moments. Okay. Andale, andale, hija.